Honorable Judge James Cedric Simpson presiding.
Court does call the case of Mark Burke versus Yvonne Gray.
Good morning, Your Honor. David Fanter on behalf of the plaintiff.
Got him, man. No. Yvonne Gray? No response. Would you like to take a default, sir?
Yes, please.
You solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
Go ahead, sir.
Your Honor, I'm David Fanter. I'm the attorney for Mark Burke, and as such, I'm familiar with the books and records as they relate to this tenancy. There's rent owing in the amount of $4,563.86, court costs of $162 for a total of $4725.86. We'd ask for a judgment for possession with a writ after 10 days if that amount remains unpaid.
Judgment to the plaintiff, that is by default for possession, redemption amount, in the amount.
She just signed it.
She just signed in.
Yes.
Sorry, my life. Miss Gray?
Hello? Can you guys hear me?
Yes,
Okay.
we
I'm
can
sorry.
hear you. You just signed in and I just took a default judgment against you.
Oh, because I had to get a new, you guys, when you send me the paperwork, you didn't give me the meeting ID or the passcode, but I just called and they just gave it to me.
Right. All right, so there's $4,725.86, including cost that's owed. What do you have to say to that?
47. How's it 47 now?
Because it now includes July rent.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, I'm still getting help from the thaw, and she said that they were behind or something like that. And I'm working on getting paying of the July 1st. I mean, yeah, July 1st rent. So that won't even be on there.
Your Honor, may I?
I'm sorry. What did you say, David?
I'm just waiting for the judge.
Oh.
All right, well, I think what I'm going to do is you got to get this resolved before the end of the month, because then whatever's going to click in. And so you're going to have to work something out with the landlord. I'm going to issue a judgment for possession to the landlord. I'm going to find no tribal issue after hearing in this matter.
Okay.
And the writ will just issue the 28th.
So rather than giving her to the 24th, I'll give her to the 28th, Your Honor.
That is correct.
All right, I will submit that judgment to the court. Have a great weekend.
Thank you. Court calls the case, people, Arbor One West versus Fantasia Allen.
Good morning, Your Honor. Cheryl Walkoff on behalf of the plaintiff.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. Fontanasia Allen here.
All right. And where are we on this case?
Your Honor, we adjourned this because the escrow payment was in transit.
Yes.
So at this juncture, the total balance, including the court costs, is $1,499.88. I believe that the tenant is waiting for Hawk approval. Perhaps there's an update. And please, Amy, don't tell me that you're waiting for something from me.
Good morning.
Amy, good morning.
I believe that this case was turned down because Miss Allen is over income, and her caseworker had communicated that to her over the past couple of weeks. So
Okay.
that's no longer an option, unfortunately.
Got it. All right, Miss Allen,
Yes.
you owe about $1,500 or $1,499. When can you get that paid?
Okay, I have a quick question. I'm
Sure.
looking, so I see the balance you guys are talking about, but I'm trying to understand how it still says we owe for June and July rent, and we've been paying that. And then it says pest control, we've been paying that too.
Oh, but you were paying that to the court, right?
Yes.
Okay, they've applied the checks that the court has released to them. You know what? Hang on a second. I think You know what? I think you may be paid. Hold on a second. What do you have currently in escrow?
2 open escrows.
Yeah, I have 2 open escrows.
1344.
Okay. I have 2 open escrows. What you said, 1344?
Yes.
For 1344. So if my math is correct, what you're gonna owe is, what's that, 56? And 1,500 minus, just do 1,500 minus 1344. 156. Okay. So what you would really owe is $156.
Okay.
That's a lot
Okay, yeah,
better.
that's better, right? Okay, Miss Allen, when can you get the 156 to the landlord?
I can have it to them by Wednesday.
By Wednesday?
Yes.
Okay, and what we will do is I'm gonna release escrow to the plaintiff. Defendant to pay 156. Hopefully we can get this escrow check to the plaintiff and they can get through everything. Did you want me to adjourn it out just 1 week or 2 to just check it? What,
Sure.
Ms. Luckoff, what would be
Thank
your
you.
preference, 1 or 2?
Let's just do 2. Yeah, because it'll
Okay.
still be in July, and that way I'll get the check, get it to the client.
Sounds good.
Except
Okay.
actually, you know what? I don't think that on the, no, because I don't know if I'll be available on the 28th. Let's do, well, we're only talking about $156. We can,
Right.
So
She
let's
said
just-
she's gonna pay that Wednesday. If
Mhm.
I've released the escrow, then I think what we'll do is let's go to the 21st, make sure she makes
Okay.
that payment.
okay,
And we'll see if we can get this out of here and at least to you or to somebody.
okay, perfect.
All right.
Thank you.
July 21st at 2 p.m.
2 p.m.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great weekend.
You too. Court calls the case of Arbor One versus Tateba Cunningham and Joseph Jenkins.
Cheryl
President,
Walkoff on behalf of the plaintiff.
Sorry. Yes, we're here.
Okay. And where are we on this case? You
Your Honor-
were to, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nope, you go ahead. I was just gonna ask what you were about to say, whether or not escrow had been submitted to the court.
It had not. I
So,
don't have it.
We went up last Wednesday to do that and we didn't realize it was cash only. So, then we went out of town until late afternoon yesterday. So we can
Okay.
still do that, but we didn't realize that it was cash only when we went.
Okay. So you had the 1,050?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
We also submitted an answer to the claim with documents that support that.
Hang on. I don't have an answer per se. I just have,
There should be photos attached to it as well. I did check with the court that same day that we went to go pay the escrow to make sure it was still on file. And they said they did have it. So,
let me see. With photos, you said?
and the city inspector.
I have the inspection thing, but, oh, I see them. They're in
Yeah.
the very, very back. Okay. And Ms. Luckoff, do you have a copy of?
I do. I did receive that, Your Honor, and I would submit to the court that the court ordered escrow and respectfully, it wasn't done. So in order to continue this, I would ask that that is in today.
Right.
We're at work until at least 6 today, so that's not gonna
But,
happen.
but see, here's the problem, Your
Well-
Honor. The court is ordering things. We're going on vacation. We're at work. This isn't like what I feel
I
like
know.
doing.
And also the city inspector said that the apartments need to fix the issues and they have failed to comply. So,
Which is why we're asking for, and Your Honor, I can give you some background here. They did have, the tenants called the city came out. My client has not been given a list of what needs to be done to this date, so my client's been trying to get that. I don't
yeah,
have
they have been
any
given that.
problem with
They've been
adjourning this.
given-
Mr. Jenkins,
Yes. Okay.
do
I'm
not
sorry.
interrupt.
No problem. Yep.
Go ahead, Ms.
I
Luckoff.
apologize.
I don't have any problem with an adjournment, but I do have a problem when the escrow is not being submitted.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'll adjourn this out 1 week at 2 p.m. Sir,
Yes, we will get that in there by then. Absolutely.
the escrow was ordered by the 7th.
Right.
So-
No, I understand that.
That the escrow be paid no later than Tuesday, the 8th. You
Yes.
got to take,
The 18th.
or pay the, what is that? The 18th.
Yeah.
If you got to take off of work, you got to take off of work.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yep.
Calls the case, Arbor One West versus Brianna Jackson.
Cheryl Lukoff on behalf of the plaintiff.
Ms.
Brianna.
Jackson?
Brianna Jackson.
All right. And where are we on this case?
I believe you're on. the
Go ahead, I'm
tenant's-
sorry.
That's okay, thank you. Tenant was required to pay $1,500 into escrow, so I'm just confirming that that was done.
And I have I have 1,800. That was the first payment. I don't have the second one.
The
I
second
don't
one,
think.
the second one I was talking about for today.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I can pay it tomorrow because I get my second paycheck today. However, it may not be 1,500 because I have to pay my car note too, or it's gonna get repoed. I'm just in a bind. But if you give me 2 more weeks, I will come up with 2,000 more, and then I'll be probably at a 0 or close to a 0 balance, so I can re-sign my lease.
So just
So,
background, I'm sorry, Your Honor.
yeah, go ahead, Ms.
I
Luckoff.
was say background, this was a termination of tenancy and the tenant said she wanted to stay. So we said that that would be fine if she could come current. Her balance, looks like this is without the court costs, is $4,468. So it's a somewhat significant balance. If we can get this done by the end of July,
Yes,
fine.
Right.
that's what I'm pushing for. So I get my first paycheck from coaching coming, and that's a lump sum. So I'm trying to get all of that in. I do have an appointment with Hawk, but it's not until August 2nd. So
Okay, but you have, so next week, how much
Monday I
What-
can put 1,000 in escrow. Monday I could put 1,000 in escrow, probably 1,200 in escrow.
okay, so 1,200, and that would bring me to 3,000 of that amount.
Right,
And then how would you pay off the other part of that balance?
I get paid 2 checks again on the 2 weeks from today.
Okay, so all right, but those checks, okay, here's what I'll do. I'm gonna adjourn this out 1 week. You gotta get the 1,200 in. I'll
Okay.
give you a break on that. But the 1,200 has to be in.
Got you.
And then you've gotta somehow or another get that then balance
Paid up.
into court escrow so that you can have your lease so that this can go away.
Right, exactly.
Because we, no matter what happens, we just don't want to have August kick in.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yep.
So if you gotta somehow finagle to get your other checks early,
Okay.
you gotta do it, Miss Jackson, okay?
Okay.
All right. So 2 p.m., 21st.
Thank you.
Thank you. For calls, the Park at River Woods versus Joseph Davis.
Cheryl Lukoff on behalf of the plaintiff.
Tracy
Is
Jensen.
this bad?
Excuse me, Tracy Jensen on behalf of the defendant.
Okay. Why are we back on this case?
I think Your Honor had, I had submitted a motion to set aside the judgment with, legal argument and case law. Your Honor had wanted an inquiry as to whether there was any additional funding to cover alleged
Oh, right.
breaches, and there is not. I did reach out on that.
Can
Okay.
I just get a little clarification on that? So for my client, so you went to the VA, and did the VA, is this in writing that the VA refuses to pay anything?
So just to clarify, when we say the VA, I think we are not talking about the Veterans Administration. I wouldn't even know how to ask them for money. I think when we're talking about the VA, we're talking about the County Veterans Office. And
Right.
basically, I reached out to the caseworker who supports Mr. Davis, who for the record is present on the Zoom, and asked, based on the interpretation of something he said in a chambers conference at one point, what availability there would be. And he explained what I understood his position to be, which is that, that kind of payment is not to be done. What he spoke about was a balance that if memory serves, was about $738 at the time it was said. It was at a time when Mr. Davis was not moved. That funding is, so it was basically what my understanding is, and I confirmed that with Mr. Thomas. That funding is to keep veterans housed. Some funding, to my knowledge, was used to move Mr. Davis into a vastly better placement, and a successful placement. But I know of no mechanism for covering alleged damages, especially with what's on the record about the condition of the property overall anyway. Also, for me to further try to pay this alleged debt, I'm not sure. I think that's maybe beyond the role of what I can do as an attorney here. But that's my update to both of you. I did reach out to you, Ms. Lockhart.
I know you did, and I appreciate that. I did not.
Okay. All right, then I have the motion before me. We were trying to see whether or not that could be done. I understand the basis of the motion, the reasons for the motions. I also understand very clearly what transpired in this case, which led to the plaintiff having to get the judgment in the first place. The court is going to, in its entirety, deny the motion for relief from judgment and or to vacate the judgment and or to set aside the judgment. So therefore that motion is denied. Judgment will stand.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court does call the case of Arbor One versus Trina Donaldson.
For the record, Your Honor, Cheryl Wolkoff on behalf of the plaintiff.
Ms. Donaldson? You see her on the screen.
She was here.
No, she's here. Well, the ceiling where she is.
Just gonna say that.
Ms. Donaldson? Okay, maybe she stepped away. Let me pass that. Let's go to the Arbor One versus Christina Collins.
Cheryl Wolkoff on behalf of the plaintiff.
All right, Ms. Collins, hello.
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 Hi.
Hi, so where are we on this case? She paid quite a bit, but now we're in July. She was supposed to pay $500 July 7th and $650 today. Did
So
you make
I-
those payments, Ms. Collins?
Yes.
Do you see those, Ms. Luckoff?
Your Honor, I see the $500 payment credited on July 8th. Did you make that payment this morning, Ms.
Yes.
Collins?
Yes.
Okay. So let's presume she made that payment. What's her balance? I guess.
Let me do some quick math here now. Assuming she made that payment, then her balance would be $1,817.10.
That's
including
taking the
July?
hang
That's
on.
taking this, that's taking the 650 into account. Yes.
Okay, and that would include July, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. So we're slow. It's okay. When's the next time you can make a payment? What are you looking at?
I don't get paid till the 28th.
All right. And
But I'm
how much
working
is your,
overtime.
pardon?
I'm gonna work some overtime to try to take care of this.
Okay, all right. So you don't get paid again till the 28th, and how much can you pay on the 28th, you think?
What's half of that? That's 6.
No, half of that would be 909 and some change, or a couple dollars.
I'm gonna try to do, I want to break it in 2 payments and pay the 9 something on the 28th and then the rest.
All
of it.
right, so hold on, and I don't know that plaintiff will agree, but you're knocking this down, but how much is her monthly rent?
Monthly rent is 1,000, base rent alone, 1,161, but she pays water, trash. So it looks like that's another 50.
And they need to take the
Plus
insurance
renter's
off.
insurance. I mean, I can give you an exact number. Your Honor, it's plaintiff's position that I would ask for entry of a judgment and just give her till the 30th to take care of this. But to answer your question, let me just add these up if I can. That's 50.
I pay my own insurance.
So if you
Okay.
do, please
But-
get a copy of that to the landlord, because I just
I
talked to the
have.
landlord this morning. Can you do it again, please? If you
I
have.
just emailed it to them.
Okay, hold on. The insurance is it's
Yeah, I
an
know.
issue, but it's not the big one, okay?
Exactly.
Okay. Yes.
So Ms. Collins, here's what
Mhm.
we're gonna, okay. What I don't want is it rolling into August, okay? Because if August is included on the judgment, we got a problem. So sometimes what we do in these cases when we're coming down to the end of the month is I just give the plaintiff the judgment. I extend out the order of eviction date to the end of the month, okay? You would then get the 900 paid in, but then in order to pay off the judgment, you just had to get the other half of that. If this thing rolls into August, I'm back up around the $2,000 figure. And we're just gonna, it's gonna be more of a problem, okay?
Okay.
So, what I will do then is I will grant a judgment for possession. I'm gonna do that no tribal issue after hearing in this case. And the total amount including costs is 1817.
18, 17, 10.
181710.
Yes.
Oh, yes, okay. And total amount of that judgment is gonna be $1,817.10. Ms. Collins, I know it sounds daunting, but it at least gives you a target and a smaller target. So if you can get that 900 in and then try to talk to your landlord to see what else you can work out, it'd be good. If somehow or another you can come up with the other 900 that besides that, then if you get that paid, then it all goes away at least for a while. All right.
Yes.
Okay. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay. And the writ will not issue if it issues till the 28th. Okay. All right. Thank you, ma'am.
Mhm.
Pardon? Oh, she is. Court recalls the case of the people versus Trina Donaldson.
Cheryl Walkoff on behalf of the plaintiff.
Miss Donaldson? Now she's outside.
Yes.
Or maybe- Okay.
don't know
Shut her
what's wrong with
video. Miss Donaldson, we cannot hear you.
It is going crazy.
Miss Donaldson, you have to get someplace back inside with a better connection. Miss Donaldson,
Can you hear me?
now I can hear you. Okay.
Okay, can I hang up? Hello? I'm trying to get
Hello,
it, sir.
Miss Donaldson,
Now?
can you hear me? Miss Donaldson. Now we have nothing. Now she's muting and unmuting. Don't mute. You have to unmute, Miss Donaldson.
Can I hear you?
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. So there were repairs that were to be done by the 9th. Did those get done? Oh, well, hold on. Maybe I am on the wrong thing.
They haven't came
How-
yet, but I'm being patient.
So, Your
Okay.
Honor,
How much
on
is
this,
owing?
The balance is $4,800.
Okay.
And from my understanding, the repairs from the initial time were done on 7/3. New repairs were submitted to the landlord, and they're going to try and get there today. They're still working. They're doing their best to get over there. So the first set of repairs had been completed. And at this point, I guess I would just ask, I don't think we have July in escrow.
I have 1,000 in escrow.
You do? Okay. And when was that
Yes.
submitted, Your Honor?
Pardon?
Was that submitted in July?
Yes, July 6th.
Okay.
And I have
Okay,
another
so-
payment, Your Honor.
Pardon?
I have another payment. I get paid this Friday, but I'm at work. I'm gonna put another 1,000 in escrow, and I'm gonna try to get the balance cleared up before the end of this month so I can be on task, and I'm still waiting for them. So I ain't gonna
Okay,
continue to
so-
wait for them to help. I'm just gonna do what I gotta do, like I told you the last time.
Yes, ma'am. So you're gonna put another 1,000 in escrow, right?
Yes, I'm at work now, so when I get off, so if I can have it in there
Okay.
by Monday,
That'll work.
and it might be
Okay,
a little bit
so-
more, a little extra. I know it'll be 1,000, but I'm trying to get it down. And I'm gonna try to get the
Okay.
balance down, at least another 2 before the end of the month. So now I'll get paid like every 2 weeks. I got another check coming, but I have 1,000 right now, so that's what I'm working on.
Gotcha.
I would just
Okay,
ask
so
the
put
court
it-
to keep in mind that, like I said, the first set of repairs were done. This isn't just, they're not,
Right.
so there were new issues. So I'm hoping we can get this wrapped up by the end of July. Both
Yes, so
monetarily.
here's what I'm gonna do. So you need to put that money into escrow, and then defendant or plaintiff's gonna do the repairs. And then let me just adjourn this out 1 week because I want to make sure that escrow gets in and keep a status on the repairs. And then we can figure out how we're gonna get this clear before the 28th at that time,
Yeah.
okay?
All right,
Thank you.
21st at 2 p.m.
thank you.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
All right.
And I have Arbor One versus Jessica Brooks.
Cheryl Welkoff on behalf of the plaintiff. Your
She
Honor,
is not-
this one, yes. So what happened is defendant filed a motion. She had
Oh.
tendered money to the landlord that had not been credited. It was in writ status. Long story short, I had a conversation with her and she's going to pay the whole balance by July 31st. So what I did is I submitted an amended judgment to the court
Got it.
in resolution of the matter.
All right. So I will sign the amended judgment and place on the ROA, amended judgment signed. Got it. Okay, and let me just make sure, because this is one of those cases. Yeah, okay, everything's out of escrow on. Good enough. And then Arbor One versus Dana Wall. That matter's dismissed on plaintiff motion without prejudice. We're good.
All right.
Oh, Miss Wall, you're here.
Just wanted to make sure that everything was good.
Oh, so you're just checking on things. Okay.
Oh, yeah. I like to keep up with everything and make sure everything's handled.
Yeah, I got it. Thank you. All right, have a
Thank
great
you.
weekend.
You
Thank
too.
Thank you,
Your
Miss
Honor.
Luckoff.
Have a
Have a
good
good
weekend.
one.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
14A stands in recess.